Not in the business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. We coming, we coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. Anywhere we meet up, stick. We coming. We coming.
My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Start calling Starbum. Starbum. Alexander coming Starbum. Keep money explode. The leaders I love, the leaders I love, the ones I trust so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day. Please give me a leader.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not feed ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office. Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay? So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken necro for day.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, the general show is about to start. Yes, I'm waiting for Monrovia. I'm waiting for Siddiqui. He's on his way. And you listen to Mr. Cummings 5 watts and how. This is an old tape, but he's very consistent about it. And he's still giving that message today. But one thing I pick up in this tape here, in this video, he said, I want all opposition, all political parties to be represented in my government. So he's not, so he said it long time. He gave this speech, he released his platform in 2017. I will be bringing Dolocared and the Deputy Secretary General and Prince on to the show later on, but I'll show you this in the background right now. Okay, Siddiqui is in the background. That's good. And we're about to start. So let me just bring Siddiqui on, and then we can wait for the other people. But we're not on yet, and it's what? And it's just one more minute. Siddiqui, how are you? You can hear me, Siddiqui? Siddiqui, can you hear me? Okay. I think his microphone is off. You can hear me, Siddiqui? Okay, he's not paying attention right now. Okay. I know he's going to get another problem again with the internet. The internet. Okay, so Mr. Cummings have been consistent when it comes to certain things he want to do. Mr. Cummings talk about change. The change is not about replacing the people that are on the ground. It almost like if you went to an office, your manager and you went to the office to work. You're not going to fire everybody. Yes, you replace some, but you have to keep the old ones, and then those that could not perform will perform later on, or maybe will do better. So that is why Mr. Cummings talk about this big tent. People are having problems. The people from the UP, people from CDC, they are surprised why Mr. Cummings using certain people. But for your information, Mr. Cummings cannot produce new Liberians. Mr. Cummings do not have a factory that can produce human beings. Mr. Cummings will have to meet the country where it is. Mr. Cummings will have to work with people that is already in there. God make no stupid human being. God create us in a special way that we can change anytime. We can change anytime. So I'm not going to sit here to justify if somebody participated in a war and we justify for them. No, we are not justifying for anybody in the war. So, and on the Cummings team, it has nothing to do with what you did during the war. So, for your information, whether you like it or not, we are part of the team, and more names should be coming in. Mr. Cummings will create more names. He will bring in more names, and from all the counties, every county will have a campaign team, because we are very serious about this whole coming 2023 election. And Siddiqui, are you there? Siddiqui, can you hear me? Guys, please bear with us. This is the first time we're trying to show in the studio. Okay, you can hear me, Siddiqui?
I'm hearing you, but you're sounding low. I don't know.
You sure are sounding low, Siddiqui? I'm okay now.
Two.
You can hear me? You can hear me? You can hear me now? Sidiki, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now and clear.
Okay, so I'm not low anymore.
Yeah, I said you are loud and clear. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay, so you're the one breaking it up now. But anyway, I can hear you. You okay, Sidiki? You okay? Everybody can see you right now. My man, we can see you. My man, we can see the whole studio.
Yeah, folks. Welcome
What's up,
on Liberty
John?
Radio. You are here this evening. Yeah, Jeremy? No.
Yeah. Yes.
You hear me?
I can hear you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm hearing you, Sidiki. Go ahead. Okay. It looks like we're gonna go back to the old style. The internet is the problem. We're trying to broadcast through the phone, and before we're using the messenger. I hope we don't go back to the same thing. Oh, this is hard. Please bear with us. Please bear with us. John, yes, I got the number. Yeah, I'm going to put it up. What's going on, CDK? Time going. How can you be standing by?
Okay, guys. Welcome on the show. We are sorry for the breakdown. We try to reconnect our host for the US. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Do you hear me?
Oh, okay, I just want to. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello?
Okay. I can hear you, Sidiki.
Yeah,
I
but
can
I'm not
hear
hearing
you.
you breaking. I don't know if it's a network.
Okay, listen. Maybe it's my. Let me see. Let me change my microphone. Let me change my microphone. That's not that. Let me see. Okay, hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Ah. Testing 1 2. Okay. You guys on Facebook, you guys can hear me loud and clear. How you are losing different link? Let me see.
Well, they can hear me, so I mean the problem is not for me. You're bear with us, so you're bear with us. You know, I'm not on the ground when I was there. If I'm there, yeah, you got the link. No, I see the link in Messenger. I check on your Messenger page. Okay. Anything, let me know. I hope it expire. Oh, guys, it's a hard thing. It's not easy, and we'll get it right. Don't worry. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. We'll get it right. We'll get it. What's up, Abdul? Okay.
Oh, good, 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 good.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I thought no, no. I thought I sent it to the wrong place.
I want
I
to
thought I
use my
sent it.
laptop. I want to use my
Oh,
laptop. But
okay. I see. So how you been, my man? How's everything?
wonderful. Thank God for everything, brother.
And nobody will listen to you if you start complaining. You know that, eh?
Because everybody get a own complaint.
Everybody get a uno complaint. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm waiting for the boy in studio. He was on. He was on, but then I don't know what happened. You know, the internet over there, man, is terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, we
But
try
I
to
don't know.
carry him.
Is it possible that I can send it into my email or my WhatsApp?
Yes, I can send it to your. You want me to send it to your WhatsApp?
Yeah, so I can get it in a laptop. Because I can
Okay, let me send it to your
multitask my
email.
thinking.
Yeah, the email will be better. Let me send it to your email,
Okay.
and then you can. Okay.
Israel was a little bit.
Okay. Can you hear me now, Sidiki?
Just give us 5 minutes. Okay, we are now with our host. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. You can hear me?
You're loud and clear. You're loud and clear. Yeah.
Okay, good. On the radio.
Yeah, you're live on the radio. Yeah, we are sorry
Don't-
we've been having some technical problems. You know, the internet is not really, how do you call it? The internet is not bad. But I think we are much better now. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. And do look at I just sent it to your email address. So just check your email. So
Who, me?
I'm going to get you. No, I'm going to do look at. I'm going to.
You say you sent it to my email. Wow.
No. I sent something to Dulok, the other guy, the secretary. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening to us. And this is Munel Kishen, aka the General, and my co-host Siriki, and this is the General Show. I'm broadcasting live from America, New Jersey, and you guys are in Liberia. Don't worry about it. We are all Liberians, and we are here to do what is right for Liberia. And today we'll be having a good show. Today I will be having on here the Deputy Secretary of ANC, Mr. Doloke. He will be on here, and along with Prince Williams will be joining us later on. And all we do on this show is to promote Mr. Cummings. That is all we do. We promote Mr. Cummings and we tell you why Mr. Cummings is the best guy for the job. That is our job. We are not running a network where we're going to bring one United Party man or a CDC man to come and debate. No, I am here to sell a product and to convince you why Mr. Cummings is the best man. So today you'll be hearing a familiar voice, the voice of Jonathan Dulake, the Deputy Secretary General of ANC. I know you know him. And to all the people in District 9, please, if you listening to us, just take the pen and paper and you can take notes, and later on you can call in and we will be able to answer your questions concerning Mr. Cummings. I know we're having a network problem right now, but the show we have to continue until Sidiki can come on. Let me see. How are you, Prince?
Oh, General, how you doing? It's a pleasure to be with you today.
I know, but it looked like I took you from the people's job, because the way I see you now, it's like you are doing something, and we try to get you off. But anyway, I will keep you for the next maybe 1 hour or less than that, depends on what's going on. But we still having little situation in Liberia where we on and off. But anyway, the show must go on. People on social media will be watching us right now. I'm broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, on Twitter. And if you go to Voice Matter, you will find it there. If you go to the general page, you will find it. And I'm also on Instagram. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pages that I'm broadcasting on right now. So this is the General Show. You guys welcome. Let us have a conversation and about Mr. Cummings. So Dolake, can you hear me there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
But you got to your computer already?
No, I've not got. It didn't come through my computer, please.
But you
But I
anyway,
can
you
hear
on.
you. When it comes
Yes.
on, I will try to switch, but I think we can still do it as it is.
Okay. Okay, and Prince.
But I'm hearing the both of you loud and clear. So
Okay, that's good. That's good. At least you're hearing us.
Dolaken needs to reorientate his. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go. But I'm hearing the
Okay,
both of you loud and
you
clear.
got it. Okay, I want you guys to listen. I don't heard this thing here over and over concerning Mr. Cummings and speech, but we're going to take a less than 1 minute break, and I want you to listen to this speech that Mr. Cummings gave long ago. I consider it as the unity speech. It's powerful, and I have not heard any politician in Liberia speaking like this. So I want you guys to listen to it, and then later on I will come back.
My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Okay, thank you guys. And Sidiki just call on the phone, so you can hear me. You can hear me there. You can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, no, Sidiki, I'm talking to the guys on the phone. Okay, I can hear myself now. Okay, you just listened to that speech Mr. Cummings just gave. Okay. Can you load the monitor there, Sidiki? Okay. Now, guys, we are live on Liberty Radio 88.1, and you just listened to that speech. That speech reminds me of the tent Mr. Cummings was talking about. Oh, Sidiki, this is going to embarrass me. I hate to hear myself. Okay. So now today, Mr. Cummings put a team together from all over, and people are complaining about this one team. Give me 30 seconds of your time, Prince, and tell me why Liberians should, why that team is the good team, is the best team.
All right. Thank you, General. Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. But you got to
Okay.
put your voice up a little bit, because first you are very loud, but now you drop.
Okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, I can hear you. Sidiki, can you hear Prince? You're very low, Prince.
Let me do this.
You're loud when you're outside. I don't know why you went in there for.
Oh, I got a call, and whenever the call comes, it diminishes the. Are you hearing me now?
You're still a little low. Okay, I can hear you loud and clear, but I'm not concerned about this guy. Okay, Sidiki, can you hear Prince? Okay, Dulake, come in. I want you to come in concerning the team comments. I want to hear it. I want you to buttress it. I want you to give me your view, because you've been in Liberia for so long, the Deputy Secretary General and ANC. You know the in and out, and you know how Mr. Cummings operates. Is this thing strange to you? This team that Mr. Cummings put together, are you surprised or whatsoever?
Firstly, I think it's I feel quite humble sitting on your platform today And I'd like to say good evening to our people in Monrovia, Liberia, and good afternoon to those of you other parts of the world, and good morning to everyone who's following. But I'd like to say this is a humble opportunity given me to share my thoughts about the team Cummings. And I'd like to say very clearly that I'm well pleased with the team put together. I believe in the speech delivered by Mr. Cummings is a clear demonstration of how Liberians are to join hands together for all sides of the divide, and in order to make Liberia work better for the good of its people. And so, just before Prince can come in, I will want to emphasize on what many have believed or have been in the public domain as distasteful to them about the names and the listing that have been provided. And Kishan, we can all second guess. I mean, when I say we Liberians can all pass judgment on any of the actors during the course of the war, during the course of the past regime, and say what we want to say. But what I can certainly say about the peace that we need and about the aspiration and what Mr. Cummings stands for as a head that will set the tone at the leadership is to give everyone a due process, whether it is about allegation, whether it is about facts, whether it is about lies. People should be given the opportunity. And I think why many people see it distasteful is because what we currently have as a government in place. When you have a former warring faction impressing a Kai Fale, and it's not because he's Kai Fale, but if you have such an individual going after political leaders, and even to the extent that somebody will die in Grand Jide County, a National Elections Commission logistician, and the Internal Affairs ministers, along with representatives, go and talk about it, and that Vice Joe, the president, comes in the radio station and fight those people. It clearly demonstrates that indeed those character of individuals are still living in the past. And so it brings us to the question about an individual like Mr. Chie, which have turned to be a major conversation. And I don't want to sway away from the names of the personality that have been called or have been listed. I want to face it as a man. So if we look at since 2003 up to current, it's about 19 years. All that we have heard about Daniel Chie, despite we do not have War Economics Chronicle where people can be heard, where people can be given due process, is that he been into investment, he been into business, he been employing Liberians, he been championing good community development behavior pattern. Those are the only thing that I know, except someone can point to something different. So while we anticipate the World Economic Chronicle to come, so that those who were lied on, those who participated, those who bear the greatest crime that were committed, to be heard against their victims. We can also judge people by their community behavior pattern currently. And in doing that, we cannot exclude those who participated or who want to introduce new and good phenomenon into what Mr. Cummings are talking about. And if Mr. Cummings is being championing such behavior pattern, good behavior pattern, I think people will be magneted to him. That is why he brought people from all strata of life in order to make up the team to forge Liberia ahead. And this is how I can put it.
Okay, thank you very much, Doloke. And Prince, let me come back to you then. The same thing. What's your thought on the team? And you listen to Mr. Cummings giving, I call that speech the unity speech, trying to get every Liberian involved. So it's like this thing have been going on for so long. Mr. Cummings have been preaching the peace, peace. Everybody need to come together every day, no matter what happened. We all need to come together. Give me your thought, Prince.
Thank you, General. How you doing, sir?
I'm okay.
And it's a pleasure to be with you, Mr. Dulaket, and thank you for the work you're doing as a young man, and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
First of all, let me say this. You know, oftentimes within our society in Liberia, things are always lost in translation, or people always try to interpret things based on what they hear and what information comes to them. The first and foremost, the list of individuals, all 44 of them, were not recruited by Alexander Cummings. Those lists are individuals who volunteered, who step forward, who say that they want to be a part of the change and the vision that Alexander Cummings has for Liberia. It is sad that we are looking at just 4 individuals, and it is becoming a political gimmick now for all political individuals. But I want to focus on individuals, 40 of the other individuals in that list, particularly a young woman that I know personally, that I will not divulge her name here. I will not call her name for her own identity, to protect her identity. This young woman is a victim of rape. And not only is she a victim of rape, but the perpetrator is walking free in Liberia today. But that didn't break her spirit. She stepped forward. She volunteered to be on Team Cummings because she believed in the leadership of Cummings. She knows that Cummings will bring law and order to Liberia. That people who perpetrate, who carry out rape in that country would not be walking with impunity. This young woman stepped forward and volunteered to be on that list. Yes, I understand it has been overcast and overshadowed by individuals also who have participated in Liberia politics, have served in governments past. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is the dynamics of Alexander Cummings brings to the Liberian politics. From the beginning, from the get-go, and I thank you very much. You played that speech. Those who follow Alexander Cummings will tell you he has been consistently consistent. From the get-go, when he entered the Liberian politics, he set 3 pillars that would define the kind of politician he will be. I mean, the kind of individual leader he will be in the Liberian politics. One, the first pillar was that we can't keep doing the same thing over and over as a leader and expecting a different result as a nation. The second one is that he said that he was going to build a big tent. Under that tent, everyone will be welcome. He didn't say no discrimination. He didn't say no segregation. He said everyone. I believe when Mr. Cummings said everyone, he was fully aware that Liberia is a society made out of people who are committed atrocity, people who have done things that have affected the country adversely. I'm sure he was aware of that. But he was still willing to welcome those very people. Because one thing our country had lacking is the reconciliation. We have used Band-Aid process to cover all our past, but we are not truly reconciled ourselves. So when he said, I will bring everybody under the tent, he was saying that he will bring everybody. Everybody means everybody. And lastly, he said something fundamental that today that made me to believe and trust in the ability to make judgment, even if it goes against my opinion and my views. He said that he would not leverage his integrity for the presidency of Liberia. How many politicians have you heard saying such a thing? In fact, I don't think Alexander Cummings is a politician. Because if you're a politician, he will be doing things the way politicians do things. He's a practitioner in my understanding, and he does things practically. So the individual names that are on that list that are volunteered to step forward, they know those 3 pillars that Alexander Cummings inspires to enter into the Liberian politics, and they are aware of it.
Let us not go too far because I got a lot of things.
We'll do more on it, but for now, I will just rest my case as it is right now.
Okay, and you guys hitting the point. And we all know Cummings from 2016. He's been the most consistent candidate so far in the race. He have traveled, especially Doloke. You been on the field. You want to describe. You assisting Deputy Secretary General. You follow Mr. Cummings all over. You know, some people say Mr. Cummings is hard-headed. He's very consistent. If Mr. Cummings said this, he believe his values and also how you see Mr. Cummings. You've been around Mr. Cummings. How he behave, how he treat you guys. A young man, Deputy Secretary General of a very big political party. How Mr. Cummings talk to you guys? He encourage you. What he usually do?
Look, Mr. Cummings is a very receptive personality. Mr. Cummings is a person who believes in consultation. He's a person who seeks new ideas. He's a person who is a team player. And to just point out one of the events or some of the things that he has done over the period of time through his leadership is the way he amalgamated forces for the previous CPP leadership. I can remember and can recall that young Liberians from different political persuasions came together and approached Mr. Cummings and told him, we have not accepted that President Weah is the president. That was in 2018. But we want to hold President Weah accountable to the tenets of democracy, the rule of law, accountability. And we want most of the political parties to come under one umbrella. And Mr. Cummings told them that was a brilliant idea. He encouraged the team to meet some of his colleagues in the different political parties. He also instructed the team to document it so that it can be documented for reference. And he did not only stop there, but he empowered the team in order to hold President Weah accountable. And that team ended up being the collaborating political parties, then with Unity Party, ALP, Liberty, and ANC. Even to the extent to which Mr. Ure decided at the beginning to support Ambassador Boakai when he was serving as a leader. Every time Mr. Cummings was approached, he said, this is democracy and people should be given the free will. That was in 2019 when Mr. Ure decided to pledge support to Ambassador Boakai. And so he registered the CPP, organized its leadership. We had interpersonal interaction, that is moving from one headquarters to another headquarters, keeping the warmth and keeping Weah feet to the fire. He had a lot of press conferences on the issues and making recommendations, not only talking about the how, why it didn't happen on Weah, but how it can also happen. And he brought in senatorial candidates, visited most of those candidates' homes in order to help them succeed in their agenda so that the 2020 can be a message to President Weah one-term bid for 2023. And even to the extent to which he was lied on, he was still human, reaching out to those people who lied on him and making sure that he gave pleasantry to them on their birthdays, despite the placing in criminal court for things that he did not do. And so, personally, Mr. Cummings is measured in anger. He's human. He can get angry, but he's very measured, and I think that comes with a level of leadership. Mr. Cummings did not come to Liberia run to big political parties. He saw the ANC as a beacon of hope, a political party that chose not to have any political leader, to get entrenched into the politics, grow up, go through the learning curves, and decide to put up a candidate at the appropriate time. And so when you look at many political parties, he felt that this was one of the parties that he could help nurture, he could help guide with a leadership style and bring it to bear. Besides that, just to learn quickly, many of the things that Mr. Cummings talked about, like when it comes to education, it is not only talk in abstract mind. When I become president, I will make things happen. When I become president, I will make things happen. He moved to building a STEM school to empower Liberia into the sciences. He moved to BWI to empower young vocational students who cannot get tertiary education but can get some vocational training. He moved to AME University, spent hundreds of thousands US dollars to the extent to which that university graduate program is named after Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. He moved to the Muslim University and tried to make contribution. And even to Joel Howard Taylor, when she served as board chair of St. Clement University 2016, and she admitted it on Truth FM. That is how you demonstrate that indeed, when I assume national leadership, these are areas that I'm going to focus on. And so that is why he continued to focus on healthcare through his foundation, which is not political, but we need to mention it because it tried to meet up some of the gaps that government cannot meet up with. That is why up to 2004, Mr. Cummings was giving medical supply to Buchanan Government Hospital, doing water projects through different, non-profit institutions. So we are not just talking about the politics. We are not just talking about the pleasantry of words. We are also measuring these things by effective governance behavior. And so I would like to stop here so that Prince can come in. But those are things that I know and I can measure Mr. Cummings by as a leader.
Okay, thank you, Doloke. You've been around Mr. Cummings from all the way, and you travel along with him in Liberia and part of Monrovia and other counties. Prince, I want you to talk to the people in Liberia. Talk to Ma Mary, talk to the people who listening right now. Why Mr. Cummings is the best guy. I remember 2017, you and I was on this radio, we were on the internet, we were talking, we were doing this. But I tell people I don't fall in love with politicians. Politicians, I admire you, and I admire Mr. Cummings. I saw the platform, and you were, I think you supported Bouaka in 2017, in the first round. Yeah, Prince?
No, I supported Alexander Cummings, actually.
Oh, I thought it was okay, yes, because I could see, yeah, you were on fire too.
I campaigned for Alexander Cummings. I had auxiliaries that I worked with for Alexander Cummings.
In the second round, we all supported Mr. Bouaka.
It was in the second round.
Tell the people why you think Mr. Cummings is the best guy. Talk to the people, Prince.
Well, listen, if you honor my voice in anywhere in Liberia, if you listen to me, and you are in Liberia at this moment, I want to tell you this. The reason why we talk and we ask you to be able to point you in the right directions is because we have been fortunate. God has blessed us to travel and come into this people's country in the Western world, or what we call the diaspora, anywhere in the world other than in Liberia. And the things we have seen and experienced and the hope that we have for our country, and how, if people truly, sincerely work in the interest and the collective good of everyone, how lives can transform. Take me example. Born in Kedabutan, Dorostan, or time wedged between Smenotes and Dorostan, called Keteputan. Born in a rubber bush. Had I been in Liberia today, I would have had the opportunity that I have to have the education that I have. And the only reason I'm able or capable to be able to be what I am today, even being in America, it's not because anybody gave me anything free. The only thing that was given free to me is the opportunity to be what I can be. And when I came to this country, struggle all my life to be the best I can be. Then I think about Alexander Cummings or what he's went through to being in America. And now that I see that he's want to make that difference and bring that same thing to Liberia, I believe in him. And I know that he can make a difference in that country. And I know, and he is not a person that just talking, but he's doing as well. My brother Dolake laid everything out here for you. He's doing as well. And he's one of the only Liberian politicians who entered the Liberian politics and have given so much to Liberia than any politician you can ever think about. So I'm saying to you, Alexander Cummings' vision he brought is clear, is visionary, and is how to accept because of the abuses that we have gone through as Liberians from different politicians. But I want to say to you, Alexander Cummings is the best choice, and he will make a difference. And the reason in his politics is because he wants to do so. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prince. And I tell people all the time, especially when you listen to us in Liberia, we love Liberia, you love Liberia. We all have one vote each. Whether you're Zogo, whether you don't have money, whether you got money, whether you got car, you living in a nice place, you ate today, or you don't get food to eat, we all got one vote. Your one vote, make use of it. Do not commit a suicide. Do not commit yourself to a corrupt politician again. Do not repeat yourself. And don't even blame yourself, especially you in District 9, District 10, and all over the place. That you say, oh, George Weah was the best man. Yes, at that time you believed that George Weah was the best. But he failed you. But because he failed you, you're going to put your life on hold? No, it is your right. It is your right to choose. It is your right to vote. If you think President Weah is the best man, support President Weah. If you think Mr. Cummings is the best man, you can come to Mr. Cummings. That is the beauty of democracy. You know what I'm saying? So let us tell our young people, you from 19 to 35 years old, you are the one that are going to make the difference. From 19 to 35. It is your future. It is your future that is at stake. Some of us, we have crossed, we have gone half of 50, half of 100. So it is your time. Do not allow them to fool you with money or beggar rice or to do something different. This coming election is important. But we all know Mr. Cummings has been all over the country. Mr. Cummings meeting people. Don't let them fool you about, oh, Mr. Cummings bringing. Yes, we are all Liberians. Every Liberian has the right to survive. Every Liberian must be part of the building of Liberia. When they're talking about change, they're not talking about changing the people, bringing one group of people and taking the other group out. No, it's the mind, the behavior, the way we do business. So the bad man yesterday can be a good man. Now, Doroke, and I will ask you the same thing. Everybody said Mr. Cummings is good. When you listen to social media, Mr. Cummings is good. Mr. Cummings is good. Mr. Cummings is good. He's qualified. He can move Liberia from one place to another place. But let Mr. Cummings go second. Okay, the tie with that but the good people who said Mr. Cummings are good. Now the bad people that the good people said they bad, they themselves have realized that Mr. Cummings is good. And they are coming to Mr. Cummings, the bad guys, the good, the guys who say, oh, they're not good. They have seen the goodness in Mr. Cummings, and the good people are still sitting back. Who you think are the bad people? The good people or the bad people? Which one you think are the bad people?
Firstly, I would need to put it in context very quickly. So there are people who think that Mr. Cummings should be vice tenant bearer. And to be a vice tenant bearer, you don't select yourself to be vice tenant bearer. Somebody should have explicit confidence in you and be able to understand that they can work with you and you can work with them, and they can see you as the principal deputy to step in their team. So some of our colleagues in years past or in year past, when they see people together, believe that Mr. Cummings should have been a better person situated for the vice tenant bearership. But they call Mr. Cummings an authorer, somebody who authored the framework document, for instance. But we go on the flip side and say, but he's good for being vice president. So first, let us delineate the deception that being good is not automatic thing, that when you are labeled as being somebody who authored a document, you are bad. And only when they pronounce vice tenant bearership on you, you are good. So let's first delineate, let's get that one off, that they all believe that Mr. Cummings is good. They are only interested in being vice tenant bearer. And if he does not want to be a vice tenant bearer, even though nobody has approached him, even though there's no record to that effect, even though they think that he should appoint himself vice tenant bearer to somebody, which is impossible, it's utter violence to our political laws and constitution and party mandate and party platforms or constitution of the party. But at the same time, they are of the view that he's bad if he does not appoint himself as a vice tenant bearer to somebody. So that in itself is a deception. The second part of it is that those who may have perceived Mr. Cummings, even those who do not like Mr. Cummings, on a general scale, do not see Mr. Cummings as a bad person. It is only because of the political stand and where they stand as in not supporting Mr. Cummings, they will want to bedevil him as someone being bad. But the good thing here is that Mr. Cummings' dream of leading Liberia is now connecting people to him. The good, bad, ugly, everyone is now seeing Mr. Cummings as a voice of redeemer, a redemptive voice in the political spectrum of our country. And they are getting attracted to him, not by their character. Those who are coming to Mr. Cummings, they are not doing it because of where they were before. They are doing it because of what they have seen in Mr. Cummings, the exemplary leadership that he has demonstrated. They are now of the belief that they can adopt a new posture. And I say to this effect, Monique Kishen and my brother Prince, many Liberians, if not all Liberians, are very good and are indisciplined when it comes to time. When you tell Liberians, say, come to a meeting by 4 o'clock, they will come to the meeting 5 o'clock. When you ask them, they say that because of rain, that because of traffic. But no group of Liberians, in a bulk majority, will go to receive that US visa and go there late. There is a reason. Because the pressures coming to America, they value traveling, they see it as a beacon of hope, they see it as a new path for them to redeem their life and the life of the rest of their family. So if they were scheduled for 8 o'clock, they will be there 6 o'clock. They will not give U.S. Embassy any excuse. The reason is that the tone of discipline and prominence is set at the head of the U.S. Even if they were violated in the traffic in Liberia and they came to America, They are compelled as of the day they enter John F. Kennedy to abide by the regulations of the U.S. government. So to those who are viewed to be people who participated, who got alignment in past government, when they come under the big tent of Mr. Cummings, he tells them, this is the agenda of the Liberian people. The agenda of the Liberian people, it is not about one tribe, because no one chose a tribe. When you tell them the agenda of Liberian people, it is not about one religion. It is about consummating every view and bringing everybody on par. Then those people who have been perceived will now know that we got new leadership, and the best way to keep in track or on par with the leadership is to follow his exemplary lifestyle or leadership style, so that I still maintain my friendship, my cordiality, and that we all can be on the bandwagon to see Liberia transform. That is what is magneting people, and this is why many Liberians across Liberia are now seeing Mr. Cummings as a point of attraction and the CPP as a focused agenda for the transformation of our people after the Wiale administration has let us down, cannot barely handle the issue of rights. They are stolen out of the subsidy of the rights that taxpayer money are made available. In fact, they are getting involved into drug cartel situation, and our country attempts to be a drug transitory point of in the amount of 100 million. That ritualistic killings are all over the place. I mean, our sisters have turned to be prostitutes. University graduates cannot obtain jobs. Our airports are going in dark until it is threatened by our partners that they will not fly before the government can come in to do the bare minimum. This is uncalled for. It is just uncivilized. And the only group of person or kind of person that can demonstrate it is the person who has sat on a corporation, knows the interest of investment, and knows how to protect the government and its people. And that person who is well suited is Mr. Cummings.
Okay, Cummings brings, add your words and I think you got the question.
And thank you very much, Jonathan. And you couldn't have said it better. And General, listen, if I were in West Point right now, struggling to find food to eat, if I were in Smithers, looking for money to go to school, if I were in Morovia, just can't get a job until I do things that I don't want to do, I will be looking to a person. I will open my ears, my eyes, and be listening to everybody who telling me now that they want to be my leader tomorrow. And the things they are telling me, I will not only listen to those things, I will take those things and mash it with their past and what they have been doing in their own lives. Every politician that are running for office right now, only Cummings has given a clear picture as to what he wants to do for Liberia and where he wants to take Liberia. The man told us that he will be a change agent. And he didn't just say that he will be a change agent. As we speak right now, he's changing the lives of many people in Liberia. Young children today are advancing in the field of technology, engineering, and science. He said that he will be a law and order candidate. And he today, what you see, he's a no-nonsense person. If he does anything that is inconsistent with what he believes in, he take action against you. You saw his former office chief of staff, when he was involved in controversy, although I still stand by him, I don't believe that he did anything wrong. But when it was controversial and was taking away from Cummings' message, Cummings asked him to resign, to step aside, because that controversy was taken away from the message and was distraction. You saw Cummings today telling us that he believes so much that Liberia is so wealthy that Liberia budget can be over $1 billion. And people laugh and say it's mockery. And he said the reason as to why Liberia budget cannot get to that amount because of the waste in government, the stealing, the corruption. And today, we're seeing today, what happened today? Government officials in the country have been sanctioned because of stealing. When he said the government of Liberia was stealing, people say, oh, you're using harsh tone. But today, the international community are saying the same thing. Drugs is in the country. Money laundering today, just as we speak today, or men were arrested with the new money the jet printed. The new money the jet printed, they bought to put in the market. Or men were arrested at the airport with almost $1 million plus of counterfeit of that new money. You think he was taking that money through the airport because he didn't get somebody inside to help him to bring in the country? Perhaps the only reason why he was arrested because America may have intervened and tipped off, and that's even the only reason those people were arrested with almost $100 million worth of drugs, because America got involved. But here is this man telling you he wants to change his country. And not only is he saying that he wants to change the country, he's not saying I will be president before I do it. He's doing it as we speak. So if you listen to me, if you think that those people who are being power, who are being enjoying the wealth of this country, who are benefited from the corruption of the situation that you're in today, if you think that tomorrow all of a sudden they will change, when you give them 12 years, they squander it, that you give them normal 6 years and it would make a difference, and you took George Weah, our son, from the slum, from Gibraltar, and you gave him the benefit of the doubt, and you made him president. Today, what you see going on right now? And he building the bigger property for himself. And all the people around here are wealthy, richer than you are. So listen, I want to say to you, the reason I leave my children now and I'm sitting here, where I will be sitting now with my children talking to you, it's not because I want a job in Liberia. It's not because I want my need to be on a special list. It's because I put myself in your shoes. I live West Point. I grew up in West Point. I know where it is in that country as it is right now. Alexander Cummings, everybody will not like him in Liberia because the reason why we don't let good people. We don't let nice people. We don't let people that are talking about solution. We want people who will lie to us, who will deceive us, who will abuse us and misuse us. But he said he's not going to do it. That's what I said, that he's a man of integrity. What is integrity? Integrity is somebody when they say something, they mean it, they will do it. He said that he believed in the War and Economic Crimes Code, and that he will make sure that he will enforce the decision of that code when it's established. But yesterday, people you call criminals say, okay, we will still support him. The reason they said they will support him because they know this man is a man who has solution. So I'm saying to you, don't let people tell you, oh, the man just coming. Oh, when he can sit and wait for his time. You've been sitting there waiting for your time in West Point. Have anybody give you opportunity to make a difference in your life? You've been sitting there waiting in Nukutan over there. Has anybody give you the opportunity to make a difference in your life? Today, the international community, I'm telling you this. I told you on my show that I will reveal something here today. The international community and our foreign partners have made a decision and met in a meeting and are resolved. They said that Liberia was like a black hole of money. Billions of dollars they put in Liberia and it went no, and they can't see what happened. They're not going to get Liberia a penny until they know a leader they can trust. That the leader, when they give a penny, would squeeze that penny and turn it into a dime. They already said it. They're not going to repeat what they did from 2015 to 2017, or from 1998 to 2017. They're not going to repeat it. And the only person they trust, based on his performance, his past performance, and his deliverables, and what he had done to enrich other people, is Alexander Cummings. They said if the Liberian people do not choose Alexander Cummings, they shouldn't think that they will take money and dump it in another black hole. Liberia will be on its own. Every penny that Liberia will scrape by will be for its own pocket. They will not help because they're tired of wasting money They tired dumping money in a black hole we call Liberia. Alexander Cummings is the only man that have a credit or score. Some of you don't know what credit score in America. Before people get you money, they gotta know that you pay that money back. They know that you're responsible enough. Before they get you money, they got a score they can give you. He's the only man the international community trusts now to say they are giving penny to do anything or perhaps involved with anything in Liberia. So I say to you, if you want to see a transformative democracy in Liberia, or inclusive democracy, meaning everybody come together. You can't hear me?
No, but how you say he breaking the radio when you listen to him through? Oh, you airing it through the Facebook thing?
No, it's not through the Facebook. It's through the call.
Through the call, but how you say you break it up on the internet, on the radio?
Yeah, I'm saying that way breaking because you can't put the radio when you're talking your line. When other guests talking, it can be clear, but when that way is bad. I'm gonna people all about. I don't know.
Well, talking about that, Prince, I think you'll speak a little.
And that concludes what I want to say. And the sad thing is that just to touch on the issue of the network thing, do you know that the cable, the international fiber cable that runs from America to London, do you know it passes right on the coast of Monrovia there? But we're suffering to get internet connectivity in Liberia. When we can tap into that fiber and get fiber optic internet service in Liberia, that we cannot even worry about signal. We can have one of the best internet in West Africa. But thank you very much. Cummings is a solution. Cummings has a solution. He's clearly articulated it. And I hope our people, and I want our people, not I hope, I encourage our people, our young people, especially the young people. Forget about the old people, the old politicians. Most of the people who support the old politicians are the old ones that have been enjoying from the political from their past deeds. I'm talking about the very young people in that country who want the future tomorrow. The future can only be in a change candidate. Alexander Cummings is that change candidate. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, if you listen to us live on Liberty Radio 88.1, and I want you to open your eyes. And let me say this to you, especially seditionists. There's a saying, they say, no decision is right until it is right. Don't blame yourself. You are not the problem in Liberia. Seditions are not the problem. They said you get a problem, so you can take the cow to the river, but you can't force the cow to drink. You voted for President Weah. I voted for somebody. It is your right. It was your right to vote. And you believe that President Weah was going to do the right thing, but he never did. I want you to look at yourself. You were behind CDC for 12 years. Ellen Johnson was in power. Now President Weah came in. He gone 5 years. And still your life is still the same place. People spend 80% of the time looking for food to eat. They can't send their children. All the promises, they say, oh, we will bring jobs, we will do this. My Liberian people, if you go into school and they say you're taking 12 subjects, when you pass in 4 and you fail 8, you fail. Let us be strong here. President, we have failed us. He can't change it. Now, let me go to your Dorican. Something surprising me. I'm surprised at something. President Weah suspended 3 of his officials. He suspended because he believed what America told him that these guys were stealing. So he suspended them. And he said, based on investigation. But while they were under suspension, they resigned. I can't believe, I still asking myself whether it was right. They were under suspension, but they resigned and they are free. Now they're going to contest on the same CDC ticket. We got President Weah, who is talking about fighting corruption. He suspended these guys because they stole Liberian people money. But they resigned today with no action. Don't give me just 1 minute and tell me, was that a good decision or is just part of it? Can you be on suspension at the same time you resign, especially when it comes to criminal behavior?
And General, just to note, to include, to add on to there,
what he says. Crazy prince.
They were not under suspension. They were also under investigation as well.
Okay, but we never heard about the investigation. The president never put no committee together, but they resigned. So, Dolake, give me 1 minute. What's your thought on that?
Firstly, I think President Weah and those 3 individuals are all very corrupt. And Mr. Cummings mentioned it when President Weah did not take action. He merely suspended those individuals. And he merely suspended. Are you getting me? Sorry. I had a call. That's the thing about the phone. President Weah is an accomplice to the crimes that were committed by those 3 individuals. And that is why President Weah took time to have firstly suspended. He did not suspend those individuals immediately. That's number 1. Number 2, President Weah told us that he would have put in place a committee to internally investigate them, which in our mind, we felt that those individuals would have been forwarded for prosecution, and requesting the U.S. government, as Mr. Cummings iterated in his communication, to ask the U.S. government to provide some of the facts in order to expedite the prosecution of those individuals, to give our country a facelift. Unfortunately, President Weah took so much time to suspend those individuals. Today, we don't know who the committee head for that committee. We don't know any briefing about that committee. We have no clue about what is going on. Those individuals are campaigning. But this is the interesting thing that many of our people in the country are not aware of. The money in question that those individuals were sanctioned, that they have been stealing hundreds of millions from our country and trying to backstab investment. It was not Liberian dollars that the U.S. government is talking about. The U.S. government has a mandate through her Treasury Department to follow every United States dollar being used out of the country. And so Liberia happens to be one of those countries that using dual currency. It is incumbent upon the U.S. government to follow it very carefully. And because the government follow it, what is contradictory about the government is that President Weah, who should have set the tools to take decisive steps against those corrupt individuals who have stolen the Liberian people money, did not take decisive action. But the financial intelligence unit of the government of Liberia that is working in close relationship with the Treasury Department because of the US dollar and money laundering, went on to freeze each of the items that were sanctioned accounts. In my mind, I think it was skillful on Weah's part, because he should have taken the first step to suspend, to dismiss those individuals pending investigation, because the Constitution gives him the right to appoint and dismiss at will without any prerogative, and then ask the Financial Intelligence Unit to take appropriate action in keeping with the protocol that bound them and the Treasury Department. So, by that, it says clearly to me that Weah is not prepared. He has never been ready. Liberians have only been moved because it was believed that while we were at war, he was the only person that was flying and flying on the soccer pitch, so he needed to be given different. And so Liberians moved towards the direction. Because if you were not elected, many people would have seen that this man lacked leadership so much so that He will create the kind of condition that we have, even when there is money made available to subsidize, right? He will not take on the rightful measure. You will not take on the rightful measure. Sorry, that's the situation of the food. He will not take on the rightful measure. He will instead leave for New York to go to Queens to indicate to Liberians that he's not within a 25-mile radius as alleged by his restriction. He will go play with Roxy, and by playing with Roxy on Facebook, it will further expose the home that he claimed that is his home, though the home was purchased by Claudia in her family name, because you can contact check it because the location has been made available. And it brings to bear another question again, that this home, without discounting whether it is not for Ria or it's for Claudia, but that this home was purchased 2014 with $400,000 US. And within that same period of time, Nepa Gono Gray, who have had child for George Weah, has sued George Weah for child support. So if you can purchase a home for $400,000 US, but you can take care of your own offspring, it says much about your leadership style. And those are things that we compound together to know that this president has never had the ability to lead. There are people who are followers and are not leaders. And when you take a follower to be a leader, these are the things that we'll receive by calling Monrovia, Miami.
Okay, and you said it, Prince coming with what's your take on the suspension and these guys resign?
Look, the thing is, the sad thing is that General and our fellow Liberian people who are listening, when the United States government gets involved in such a criminal thing, they already have all the information and they already have all the tools at the disposal to be able to follow through with that criminal act. Now, like my brother Jonathan said, there are money out there that are currently in foreign banks, assets that have been seized and frozen, as the treasurer has instructed no financial institution to do business with Maggie and the other rest. There are money out there, millions of dollars that are out there, that belongs to the Liberian people. The American government can only do as much, but it takes the Liberian government to go further on with the investigation, and then they can authorize the American government to retrieve those money and repatriate it back to the Liberian people. The same thing happened in Nigeria. And the Nigerian oil minister stole billions of dollars from the Nigerian people. And when she was sanctioned, those money were returned to the Nigerian people, penny for penny, dollar for dollar. The money McGill then stole that triggered this sanction and the concern of the American people, it's still out there. It's still frozen in the bank. Those money could be used to import rice in that country. Those money could be used to help students in that country. Those money could be used to help hospitals. But the American government can't have no right jurisdiction to go ahead and repatriate that money unless the Liberian government trigger an investigation and initiate the process. And WIA is not doing it. The reason WIA is not doing it, because WIA is complicit in everything that is going on. The money Maggie didn't take it unaware, WIA wasn't aware. The money Bill Traore took from the port, Bill Traore didn't bravely take that money or WIA not being aware. WIA is complicit. So he's trying to protect these guys because his interest is also involved. And it is sad. It is sad because the Liberian people trust this young man as their own. And today, the Liberian people find themselves in the situation they're in. So the only thing the Liberian people can do is to say to WIA, thank you very much, give him the Dale Well trophy, and then in 2023, gave him a red card, let him leave the field. Because it's being on the field is not helping us to score the international goals we need. Today, our country is not respected internationally. We're not even trusted internationally. Liberia is known now, is designated as a a transshipment country right now. So you're a Liberian, you travel a Liberian passport. As soon as you see Liberian passport on it, you will become a prime suspect of carrying drugs. you'll be treated differently. So I think that the Liberian people can say to Weah, thank you very much. There are some things people are able to do, and there are some things people are just not able to do. He's a good soccer player. I believe you put him on loan side right now, he can get loan side to the World Cup. But when it comes to leadership, he just ain't able it. So let him just leave it, yeah?
Okay, thank you. And we on Liberty Radio, and more people listen to us in Liberia right now. And let me go to a studio and let me talk to Siddiqui. Siddiqui, are you there?
Yeah.
And what is trending today? Is there anything you want to say?
No, not really. But I just want us to know we have 8 more minutes. I think we can open the phone line and there's people make a contribution.
Okay, we got 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes to go, and we will open the phone line for those of you who want to make calls. You can call in from wherever you are. We got a WhatsApp number. You can call that number and we will be able to answer your questions. So the number is on the screen and you can announce it to the people, Siddiqui.
So the number to call if you are listening to us, welcome to the Taylor Show, is 0777782. You'll be live for 0555 22 38 27. 0555 22 38 27 is the number to call, or 0777782. You'll be live on Liberty Radio. So you can make a contribution by calling those 2 numbers. If you are in Liberia, 0777782, 0555 22 38 27. It's a number to call and you'll be live on Liberty Radio.
Okay, so let me go back again to our people back home. My Liberian brothers and sisters, we're not different from you, yeah? We're the same people. I never came to America in 1936 or 1979 or whatsoever. The same way you in Liberia, the same way I got people in Liberia, the same hard time you catching and the same hard time you catching. The same way you're looking for food to eat, the Hamaku looking for food, but it's not easy. That is why we want to change the way we do business. And you know, most of our politicians, they are afraid of Mr. Cummings because Mr. Cummings' agenda is for the poor people, it's not for them. They think because Mr. Cummings is good, he won't spoil the chopping. He's not spoiling the chopping. But look around you, look at what rich people today. Every one of them working government. Oh, they made rich, he was working government. Oh, they made rich, he was working government. Mr. Cummings has been consistent. Mr. Cummings moved home. Mr. Cummings that the first Liberian man who worked retired before he got into politics. He born his children, he did everything, he home. He's not going nowhere. He will die in Liberia, they will bury him in Liberia. He got nowhere to go. Whether we vote for him or not, he will stay in Liberia. He's a permanent person. But my people, it's because of you and myself, our children. There are people in our country there today, their children going to school online. They rent in Liberia and they're taking college credit online. But you don't got the opportunity. I want lay children there in a place selling water. The woman can send her child to school. This government continue to lie. The architect, they remember the catfish family because everybody get beer. My people, just how we voted for President Weah, that's how we should vote against President Weah. No, President Weah got a problem. He didn't want appointing the people, he didn't want to fire them. If President Weah loves Liberia, trust me, Liberia will be good. But President Weah don't love Liberia. And don't love the president. Listen, my people, I don't love Mr. Cummings. I admire Mr. Cummings because of his platform. That is why I'm behind Mr. Cummings. I'm not behind Mr. Cummings because I won't come home for work. I can go to Liberia anytime. I was there for 6 months. I can go there. But what I want a safe country. I want a country that our children that don't have the opportunity to travel, they can make it. Look at the Alexander Cummings Academy, the only STEM school in Liberia. They say, oh, the school, Mr. Cummings contribute up to $25,000 to that school every year. This man have made all kinds of contributions. He don't need to give you $5 to vote for him. He don't need to come in your community and give you money before you vote for him. You go to the University of Liberia, the computer lab that Mr. Cummings, the one that put it there. You go to Niba County, the engineer college is built by Mr. Cummings. You go to Maryland, TC, he gave scholarship. You go to University of Liberia, $2 million scholarship. So tell me, when it comes to health and teachers training, Mr. Cummings is saying that we can do this thing here. The people in America ain't better than us. The white man ain't better than us. We are human beings. Mr. Cummings is not a perfect man. We are not a perfect man. They are all flaws men. But look at the honesty. Which one of them honest? Since 2016 to now, Mr. Cummings is saying it. I need the war crime code. If you steal, you will go to jail. Don't say corruption, say rogue. You will go to jail. Which of the politicians are telling you that if you know you won't can steal, don't support me, go support somebody else? Which of the politicians are telling you, I don't want pay? Listen, let me tell you something. Mr. Cummings was born right in Monrovia. Don't mind all that thing. Mr. Cummings went to demonstration. Mr. Cummings was just a humble man. He passed getting hard time. He passed so flogging. He just like you. He grew up in 0.4. He never born with silver spoon in his mouth. But he worked hard. He passed pushing. He steady. He worked. But God bless him and his business. Enough for me. He born enough for me. Enough for you. But let me tell you something. Mr. Cummings could be sitting somewhere else. Look at all the other politicians. By the time they lose the election, they will leave. Mr. Cummings lost the election. He's still in Liberia. He visited the 17th district. He said, I'm running for president for ANC. I want to be president for Liberia. I want to serve. This man, go back and listen to all his videos. He always talk about Liberia. He said, Liberia put me to where I am today. So I want to give back. Mr. Cummings can help everybody in Liberia. The president who got to be president, he did nothing for Liberia. He never built one way. But we make him president. And he has admitted. He said, just imagine I do nothing to make me president. Just for playing football.
Kisha, I just wanted to say something.
Yes. So let the worker come in, and if there's anybody want to call, Sidiki, anybody trying to call, please let us know, and then we'll call it off.
Yes, I just wanted to speak about how people who are supporting Mr. Cummings, how to demystify the perception surrounding them. I want to give a practical example. Joshua Blahi fought war. He used to be called Buck Naked. He fought war. He's transforming community lives. Underprivileged youth, and doing, miraculous things in the community around him. When you say Joshua Blahi does not have a say in the situation of our country because he fought war, especially so in the absence of a court that should be able to adjudicate where he can be heard, I would say no, you need to participate in it because what he's demonstrating in the community will be helpful to the society. When you say Senator Johnson will endorse Mr. Cummings, when Senator Johnson is on record for rejecting war and economic crime code coming to ascertain who did wrong and to who wrong was done to, and to face his victim, I would say obviously Senator Johnson would not be interested in Mr. Cummings because he already demonstrated that he's not interested in war and economic crime code establishment for those who bear the greatest crime during the course of the 14 years decade. Would you say Ambassador Louis Brown or Jerry McIntosh or Mr. Daniel Thier will resist war and economic crime code? I would say no, because they are saying in record that it is because of those things Mr. Cummings stands for, that is why they are following the him. And so if these individuals are following a better example, I think it is not on their shoulder any further why they should follow a better example. It is now on the shoulder of our national government under the leadership of Mr. Weah, who said during his days as Goodwill ambassador that those who gave guns to the young children, when he becomes leader of the country, he's going to make sure that they account for it through the War Economic Code. So it is on his shoulder to lobby with the lawmakers in order to see this thing come to reality. And so those who have been accused can vindicate themselves. Those who will be responsible can take the needed responsibility, and we can transition our country to a stable and understanding level that people can be accountable for what they do. So I just wanted to throw in that piece, that we are not talking about Mr. Cummings because he's an injured. We are not talking about Mr. Cummings because he will make heaven come down. We are talking about Mr. Cummings because he has set into motion a standard of leadership that can bring everybody on board. And everyone can be accountable under that tent for what he or she has done in the past and will even do in the future or are doing currently.
Okay. We got no more time left. And Siddiqui?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone?
No color. There's no color. Wherever we should turn it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have passed the time, and I want to say thank you. And we will get everything straightened up, and you will see Siddiqui. We try to get a jackpack that will carry our internet on the go instead of using the data. So it's not an easy thing, but people who are listening to us, and right now it's 9 o'clock, it's about 10 o'clock in Liberia, and it's just 6 o'clock, 6:30 in America, so it's 10:30, it's about 10:30 in Liberia. So I want to say thanks to everyone, and thank you, Siddiqui. And you got anything you want to say before we close?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to our guests. Thank you all of you for your support, the former. I don't know, Secretary General and my JIP friends. I want to thank you to all of you. You know, I just want to say one thing before we close. The guys, they have nothing to say about Mr. Cummings. Like you were saying, there are a lot of people want him to be vice president. The same way they accuse you of all kinds of bad things. They want him to be vice president. And because the man don't agree to be vice president with them, that's why you see them with all kind of propaganda. And for the citizens, you know, they've been ruling position for almost 6 years. Nothing has changed in this country. So at the end of the day, the judge decided to just play. And Mr. Cummings, absolutely nobody has anything to say about him. So you just see lies, you know, they want everyone with lies, misinformation. Because our people is not informed and, you know, there are certain level of illiteracy in our country. And then they try to rap on that, but we'll keep informing our people about the reality. We are into this together. I want to say thank you to our guests one more. We are into this together, and we will make Mr. Cummings president come 2023.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and thanks for watching. Those of you back home, I want to say thank you, and let us do the right thing. 2023 elections. For you to vote, you must register to vote. So do whatever within your power. This election, your voice matters. Your vote is important. It is your right. It is your constitutional right, and don't let nobody take it from you. You are free to support whoever they want to support. That is the beauty of democracy. If you want to support Mr. Walker, you can go ahead. You want to support Mr. Cummings, it is your right. You want to support Mr. Weah, it is your right. You want to support Tiawan Gongo, it is your right. But look at them under the microscope and say which one of them is ready, prepared to lead Liberia. Which one of them have the ideas, how they will fight corruption, how they will fix the school. We're not talking about people who change their tongues every time. Some people have ARTS, later on the ARSET, all kinds of different things. Some people cannot even give you 100-day plan. Today they tell you this, the next day they say this. But Mr. Cummings is very consistent. He has had the largest interview than any. Everybody has scrutinized this man. But we will not give up. If you don't want to vote for Mr. Cummings, it's your call. But I, Munel Kishen, the general, will cast a vote for Mr. Cummings. And if we don't win, I will go to bed sound that I made the right decision. Liberia is what matters. It is not my personal business. It's about Liberia. It's not about Mr. Cummings, but I believe that he will deliver it. His honesty. I want you to look at something. 3, honesty, integrity, and empathy. If any human being has that in the corner, you are best. You are the best person. So have a good day. God bless you, and God bless our leaders. God bless Mr. Cummings and all the other political leaders, and God bless your family. And special thanks to the radio station. And I want to disclaim, whatever we said here today, it has nothing to do with the Liberty Radio Management. And thank you very much.
And General, just to tell our people that we got to be able to make the decision that we will not be from crisis to crisis. The rest crisis now is not because of shortage of food around the world. It's because Georgia government stole the $14 million they gave them to give to the importer. Today, we're not hearing anything about that money that is missing. Right now, they are credit from the importer now to bring the rice so they can save face. Well, what we hear right now, again, the gas crisis is coming. Because the people that took the gas from, they have not given the funding to import another gas again. Gas crisis is coming.
Yes, go ahead. Yeah, okay, we're off the radio now, so you can talk. Let's just hit another 10 minutes, and then we'll give you a closing. And Prince, I want you to give me a closing. Although we're not on air right now, we went, at least they gave us extra
I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Could you please permit me to go ahead, because you know we got a convention. I hope to be traveling for it, so let me just get off with my few seconds quickly.
You'll be there tomorrow. You'll be there Friday.
Yes, I think I'll be leaving today.
Oh, okay, good. I will meet you there. We will chill. We will. At least for this time, I ride just a driving distance for me.
Okay.
I'm not like you, Prince. I live to the era where we can bring it closer.
Okay. But let me say quickly, just before I leave, that 2023 election is about Liberia and Liberians. We are at a crossroads. There are many in the electoral process who are good Liberians, but we must find the best that are ready to hit the ground running. We need to ask ourselves as to whether we are better off today than we were before. And if that answer is in the negative, then it means that we need to register and get ready to vote. And like Kishan said, it is everyone's right and inalienable right to vote whoever they desire. But I will encourage the rest of us Liberians to see Mr. Cummings as a beacon of hope. And the only reason I say so is because the example he has set in Liberia and where he comes from, called the USA, that we are seeing system work and work better for this country, can be brought back to our country and can work better for us. Today we have city parking lot in Monrovia. It was the innovation of Mary Brewer. Those are things that she saw here and she took back home. Please give Liberia a chance for change so that all of us can be proud of it tomorrow. Thank you so very kindly, Kishan and Prince, for the opportunity today.
Thank you very much. Okay, and have a good day, and I appreciate you. I will see you tomorrow in Maryland.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. And those of you who just want to make comments and try to insult and do whatsoever, it's up to you. You can do whatever you want to do. It's not going to change me. It's not going to stop nothing. I've decided to do what I'm doing, and I'm doing it with passion. That's one thing I will tell you. So you can stay up there and do whatever. You can curse the shack and whatsoever. You can call whoever names you want to call. That's your business. They're not going to do anything. You see, sometimes I put the comments up. It's nothing. I put it up for people to see the kind of person you are. Yes, sometimes I go out of character, but nobody's going to just take me out of character easily. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll be in Maryland. And don't forget, if you're Mr. Cummings, if you're Alex Cummings supporter, you're from the Liberty Party, you're from the ANC, you are welcome. Be a part of this wonderful convention. It's a fundraiser, and that's all you can do. There are more names that will be coming up. We will not be moved by a bunch of fools. You know what I'm saying? And I will say this today. If you want to know, if you want to understand, and if you want to convince a fool, listen to what they're going to say. And let them end their statement. Whenever you want to listen to a fool and you want to convince a fool, do not cut them off. When you cut them off, you're not going to do anything. So, gentlemen, I will tell you this, no matter how long a lizard stays in the water, it will never ever change to a crocodile. No matter how long President Weah remain as president, there is nothing more left, no more option, because President Weah will not appoint qualified people. You can even give him the second round, the second term, he will not appoint qualified people. I will be honest with you, if President Weah could have just done 40% of what he promised, he will be re-elected. But let me tell you, President Weah ratings is below water. There is no way or sedition can convince any Liberian. You are only doing it to play to your base. 2017, you could not put up a 51.1 plus 1, 50 plus 1. Then you will do it in 2018 and 2023, no. You chase a black car in a day, smallest city, the only black car you find it, that in a day you're looking for it, sedition, find place to sit. You are not the problem. You are not the problem of Liberia. You voted for President Weah and you wanted him to make the difference as a leader. But this is the first time in our history to see corrupt people. We heard about it, but this is the first time we have seen them and they boast on it. Thank you very much. Vote Alex Cummings for president. He is the only one who's prepared for the job. I am a proud supporter of 7%. We welcome 70. We have no plan B. Our plan is to win the election. If we don't win, we will live with it. If we don't win, we will live with it and I will sleep sound and it will not change nothing. So thank you again for put Liberia first. It is your right to choose. I'm not forcing you to vote for Mr. Cummings. I'm only telling you, I'm only making the case that you can have a second thought. He's the best guy for the job. He has a very good ratings compared to anybody. Because people are afraid of him, that's why they lie and give false information. I will leave this with you. We complain. Jesus Christ visited the worst man, tax collector, Ezekiel. The tax collector, Jesus went to his house and dined with him. Saul persecuted the Christians. When he changed, he what? Became poor. God came for the unrighteous people. People who live in a nightclub, people who are killers, people who are murderers and criminals and whatsoever. Yes, they must face the law. They must face the law. If you commit an atrocity in Liberia, face the law. But I got this to say. What I noticed, Liberians themselves, if you are in Liberia and you believe that Prince Johnson did something to you, take him to court. Test the law. Moses Bly. If you know it was because of Moses Bly that you cut your hands and today you're amputee, take him to court. Why wait for war crime court? Why? Why wait for war crime court? We ourselves not ready. We are not ready. Put them on record. If I were to be one of the victims and I see the guy who victimized me in Liberia, I would take you to court. And one of the cases that I personally, God gave me long life. Even if Mr. Cummings is president, when Mr. Cummings is president, I will make sure that that kid from the University of Liberia will sue the government of Liberia and sue Puka Rabba and sue Ben and other people. It will not go unpunished. Government continues. Government continues. You sue the government, Mr. Cummings will do the right thing. They will pay you guys whatsoever. But Puka Rabba, they're moving around and nothing happening. Lack of law and order. Jesus Christ, help us. Y'all have a good day. Bye for now. Okay, let me come. Okay, Sidiki, after you left the studio, that time you can come on now. I can hear you, your mic, you mute. Unmute yourself. I can see the mute, okay, the mute button. Okay, you can hear me? Oh. Wait, Sidiki, wait, I think I'm the one. I think that's me.
Want to.
For your steps on to wash it down. With the West Shopping, 350 US dollars. That is what camping. For your steps on to wash it down. With the West Shopping, 350 US dollars. That is what camping. That is what camping. For you to like to the lobster and he's showing the baby chicken and driving that it does now. That is what camping. That is what. How much money did you send to me to campaign for you and fight for you? How many times did you call me? Did you even call me to say, dog, thank you, you're fighting for me? You think we stupid here? Joshua, you think we stupid here? Eugene Nangbe, who said he used to do your homework? Who said you were dull? Who left you behind and joined the ruling party? He served as Secretary General for the ruling party. Was that not the man we had to battle against to give you the presidency? When he was the lead propagandist of the government that we brought down, was I not your lead propagandist against him? He sits comfortably beside you in your luxury private flights that you take around the world. I who defeated him, I was subjected to his leadership. Nobody's stupid here. The very man that is the Minister of Information today, wasn't it the man that denied Dwana Sion and Kwame Weeks and your little chicken radio station, President Weah, was only around Monrovia, Bomi, and other areas? You think we stupid here? We gave you the victory. But today we have become your worst enemies and they have become your friends. But what we will not accept from you and your friends is to take our loyalty for stupidity. Campaign for who? And against who? The first 5 people you appointed in government. You appointed Bezonga Finley. You appointed Mary Pro. You retained Vani Salif. You retained Eugene Nangbe, the traitor that forced us to work 3 times more. The then Chief of Staff and the Deputy Chief of Staff
were promoted to Minister of Defense and Chief of Staff respectively. The current NSA boss was the deputy to the son of Man Eli as NSA boss. We promoted him to NSA boss. We work our tail to give you power. Loyalty is not stupidity. Small leg here. Riding for the $7,000 car. I said in your chicle and get to chew. I will not campaign for you unless you pay me. I'm not stupid. To use me and dump me. For your business, house are lost. Cars are lost. Marriage are lost. Business, everybody saw it, are lost. Bank account are lost. My only reward was a stupid job and a smoking car. Dirty and ratty. You have never even put your hand in your pocket and give me $20 before you, money. For 2.5 years, I was defending you. They will not even allow me to enter your yard. One day I beat my way. When the girls Lone Star team, 3 or 4, Zoga and all, we walked down on the field, Eugene Nangbe, all of us, 3 or 4. You were the captain. You shook everybody's hand. When I presented my hand, you passed me. They jailed me. They suspended me for your business. You fired me for your own business. And I stand by what I said. I'm not stupid. I cannot get me for late here to drive for the $7,000 car. Now what you were campaign for? I'm not stupid. That means you were campaign for your stepson to wash a car. With more champagne, $350 US. That means you were campaign. That means you were campaign for you like to eat lobster and he showing a baby chicken and driving at the $8,000 car. That means you were campaign. That means you were campaign for Janako to be controller general. Why a web that PPC boss? That means you were campaign. That means you were campaign for Bessie Yeke to be head of place. Why a web that one of the people want to NASCAR? That means you were campaign. That means you were campaign for Emma Castro to be the head of NAFA. My husband is a consultant to Maritime. That means you were campaign. Oh, that means you were campaign for family officials. Zoga my own friend, but Zoga to youth and sports, $1 to NAFA. So for the head of NOCA, or brother the head of National Investment Commission, I'm gonna continue. That means supposed to campaign. Eugene Nangbe, Patrick Honor, Ledger Hureni, Henry Costa, Mamadi Diakete, they were all on one side. I took them on and I defeated them. You prefer to take Jefferson Koji, baby ma or girlfriend, to can't go be registrar here, than to even make me a public relation officer to even eat bread. And you don't appreciate. And I'm saying again, for the record, I will not campaign for you. President George Manneh Weah, I will not campaign for you. Look at this other wizard that you sent before the Senate. That you, George Manneh Weah, you lied to the Senate. The resume you put on your executive mansion was not for him. So let me ask you as president, what did you use to appoint this guy? What did you use? At the back of your palm, you lie on him. You put your own resume there. That's what he said to you. The friend can carry car to the car wash to go wash it. They probably can wash the car with $350 champagne. If they could just drop one drop of the champagne on my tongue, maybe I will feel like a human being. But loyalty is not stupidity. Because me, I'm not Samora sister, or I'm not Emma Glasgow husband that you can get job to, but I mean, Monte radio and microphone to campaign. It's the president seen where he say Igbana, me a Cuba, and I'm chunk, and I'm bere.